And so FPL Game Week 24 is here, and this is a big week in the calendar because this is the week where so many people are going to activate their wildcard chip, and I was not going to be one of them. But then two things have happened that have made me have to question that wonderful master plan I had. 10 weeks down the line, 10 game weeks sorted, no thinking necessary, the plan was in action, and then these two things happen, and they have thrown me for a curveball. And I am going to get into them without any further ado because my beautiful wife is cooking the tea. She is making a nice curry. And do you know what? She's a bit hungry again because she has not eaten enough today and she wants this curry. And I said, no, we need to wait. I'm sorry you have to starve, but last week I was starving for FPL points and I survived. I was 12.6 million in the world and I survived. So you can wait for 40 minutes while I go and record a quick video and get it uploaded just for my wonderful Nightmare family. So the plan last week obviously went to the dogs. You know, I got absolutely hammered. I was absolutely destroyed. 12.6 million game week rank. What can you do about that? Like, it's so bad it's funny. And we've talked about the reasons, and it's, you know, people think I was blaming the leaks for the rank, and I wasn't. The leaks just added to the frustration. But we got a couple of good videos out of it at the very least, so that's something. You got a few arsey people in the comments, but you always do. Few people tell me I don't take the game seriously enough. Me, can you believe it? Here's me who ran to his shed at 3:30 in the morning and I don't take it seriously enough. Well, you have to laugh sometimes, but we thank them for the comments and the way they feed the algorithm like I am not feeding my wife right now. But, so it wasn't a great game week last week, but it's not about what's gone before. It is about what is to come and how we can rectify the situation in game week 24. And like I said, I had the plan and it was all sorted. It was all set in place for that late season push. And then my man FPL Marcelo, that little swine, put out his graphic yesterday. And what he's done in it, I'll put it up on the screen. And what Marcelo has done, I'll put it that side actually. What Marcelo has done is he's aggregated a points total based on the FDR for the quality of team. And as you can see, over this next period of games is the next 5 or 6 weeks is the optimum time for those big teams. He put out a little video on Twitter. The best teams are playing the worst teams in this period. So if you're wanting to make up ground, this is what Marcelo thinks. And Marcelo is a man who knows the crack because he is 5,000 in the world right now. And that is the sort of voice I need to be listening to. And I need to get Marcelo on the channel because I did the Sol versus Solio thing. Marcelo's produced his own projection model and it's given him enormous success. And I need to find out how he's done it. So I'm going to have to get Marcelo on at some point soon. If he'll come on, of course. But if he doesn't, he's still sent my head for a spin. Maybe I'll have to get him on to tell him off. Tell him off for putting me in this position where my wife is going to be grouchy. So, right, I've lost my team on my phone. So, yeah, the argument Marcelo makes is if you want to make up ground, wildcard now and attack this high-end fixtures for the better teams, attack the fixtures against the weaker teams for the better teams. And I'm not going to lie, it is tempting. Like, we'll talk about engaging with risk. We talk how I need to do that to get back up these rankings. And I am 1.9 million in the world right now. It's not a good position to be in. And my plan was to leave it for the last 7 game weeks, 5 free transfers, all my chips except maybe the triple captain. And to really attack, really push on to take on whatever the template is at the time, find them differentials, expose myself to whatever risk level I need to expose to try and get up into that top 100k. I mean, it looks a pipe dream now. It looks like it is gone for the season, but I will not give up. I will keep on fighting for this top 100k. And I will love it if we do it. Nah, I don't want. I can't. I can't start considering Kevin Keegan mindset because I have to be sensible. You know, I can't go too gung ho at this stage. So that was one thing that threw me for a curveball. And I have looked at the wild card, and to be honest, I'm going to have one in play. We saw Johnny Spaceman from Surly, OJC, last week. He had the free hit in play, ready to activate in case of leaks. And of course, they came, he got Marmouche in, and he got a lot of points off him. And, you know, that's the way the game is played. That is the way the cookie crumbles. And, you know, I need to be ready for that tomorrow. I can't miss another deadline because it's a 1:30 p.m. deadline. There is, again, potential for leaks, you know. 3 games, Brighton, Everton, Leeds, Arsenal, Wolves, Bournemouth, and then Chelsea at 5:30. I mean, this could be pivotal because of the second reason I am considering changing my plan, and that is Cole Palmer. And I know what you're thinking. Come on, Nightmare. These positions you keep putting yourself in, and now you're talking about Cole Palmer, Cole the goal. Lest we forget, 2 assists off the bench in midweek. And, you know, I was going to go against Chelsea. I was going to let them go, take on the template with alternative players. And now I'm thinking, everyone's scared of going Cole Palmer, except my man Kanji from the Pubcast. He got him in a couple of weeks ago. He is engaged with the risk of Cole the goal. And I'm wondering, you know, because Kanji put in the Pubcast group chat, who are your captains? Now I thought, well, this is easy. I'm going to have Gabriel. I'm going to have Gabriel in the double game week. Bruno Fernandes is a nice option. And all I'm thinking is these are the obvious ones. Who has the potential to go huge that most people won't have? Who has that potential in one game to get me right back up a million places? And that man is Cole Palmer. It is called the goal. And it's funny because I wasn't sure, you know, he's nursing a groin injury. And I got a treadmill for my birthday and I've got it set up now. And I went on it yesterday and I've just been doing a bit of walking, but yesterday I thought I'd give it a bit of a jog. I will have a little bit of a run in my front room, see what it's like. And ironically, I don't know if it is the treadmill or if it's balancing a fridge on my leg, trying to screw the bottom bit so the door shuts automatically. But I've ended up with a dead leg, a bit of a groin strain. And that, of course, links into Cole Palmer because tonight I went to dodgeball and I thought I should miss it because of this minor injury. And then I thought, this is a unique opportunity at a pivotal game week of the season to put myself in the mindset of the most elite differential out there. So I went to my dodgeball and, you know, I wasn't at top level. I was not moving about the court as well I can. But the opportunity came and I struck. I took out some of them young guns who are on the court with me. And they took me out as well. Don't get me wrong. And, you know, part of that is because I'm in my old age, my eyesight is failing and I'm just a bit slow. Part of it's because I'm overweight. Part of it's because I've just gone over on my ankle, bloody hell. It would be nice if we could get a video without me doing something, falling over or kicking something in my shed or something, wouldn't it? But I had to get into that mindset to weigh up this Cole Palmer gamble. And it doesn't have to be a wild card, that's the thing. I'm getting a lot of glare off the streetlights tonight. And, you know, there'll be a lot of glaring at my screen tomorrow if these leaks come in and I miss them. But I had to get into that elite mindset, that sporting mindset of how we can operate with a groin strain. Is it still possible? Do you know, I think it might be. I think it might be. I think Cole the goal might be a goer. But I've got my plan. And I will have to upend the plan, tweak the plan. I did have that one transfer spare in that game week plan, that 10-game week manifesto to get back up these ranks. And I had that one spare transfer. But the thing is, I can't get to Cole the goal in one transfer. I would need 2. I would need to take out Ekatike. And look, there are other options. I could just do Ekitike to Joao Pedro, engage with the Chelsea risk that way. I don't mind that. The problem I have with it is that I feel like I'm trading out one, great player on his day who might get benched, but who might go big for another. And the one I'm bringing in is more likely to be rotated in my eyes. And I just don't know if it's worth it. Ekitike looks more of an elite finisher. Joao Pedro looks more of an elite. Well, he looks decent, but... So I don't know. I don't know if that's worth it. Is it worth a -4 to switch Ekitike to Cole Palmer? Perhaps, because it would take out a player playing Newcastle from my team. And it would also bring me the differential captain, because I'm not captaining Ekitike. In no world am I captaining Ekitike against my beloved Newcastle. But I might captain Cole the goal against West Ham on the Friday evening, on the Saturday evening. I could go for that. But what if he only gets 60 minutes? But what if he gets a hat-trick in 60 minutes? It's possible. He has played West Ham for Chelsea on 3 occasions. He has 2 goals and an assist. And one of them goals came before the 60-minute mark. And it's not just that. Game week 27, I'm struggling for a captain. I am taking a bit of a chance that week, whoever I go with. But Cole the goal has Burnley. And if everybody else has got Joao Pedro, if everyone else has got Enzo, they've got Sanchez, they have got Chalobah, then they can't get to Cole the goal. And that's a massive differential captain if he plays. If he plays. If the world of Cole Palmer is surrounded by ifs. If he stays at Chelsea, if he goes to Man United in the summer, if he stays fit, if he is selected, there are a lot of ifs. But what if it goes right? What if Cole the goal does the business? It's so tempting. And then I'm thinking, well, if I do that, the wildcard could be in play. But the problem is, every time I look at wildcard drafts, every single time, I'm just never happy. I want too many big players. I want Mbeumo, I want Fernandes, I want Palmer, I want Morgan Rogers, I want Declan Rice. I want Iliman Ndiaye, because Everton might double. I want, and that's the thing. I want the Arsenal coverage, but I also want the Chelsea coverage. And I want the Everton, and I've got Tarkowski. But then I'm thinking, well, I want Gabriel, I want Timber, I want Daniel Munoz. And the points and the value of this wildcard keeps going up and up, to the point where the only solution I can see to get a squad I'm happy with is to get rid of Erling Haaland. And now, look, I'm talking about engaging with risk. And maybe it's the time. But they've missed out on the playoff. They've got through without the need for the playoff, Man City. So Haaland will have the rest. He was rested last weekend, so he has had the rest. And now he has a point to prove, because Marmoush, the man whose name sounds nicer in the mouth than anybody else in FPL, Marmoush, is back in play. Marmoush is back in the goals. Marmoush. Pep Guardiola said he knew what the problem was, and then he brought in Marmoush, and Man City did the business. It was only Wolves. But was it enough? I don't know. Is it too risky to go against Erling Haaland? It might be. But I'm all about engaging with risk. I need to engage with risk. And if 70% of the field are captaining Erling Haaland and he blanks, and another 25% are on Bruno Fernandes and he gets a mid-range score, and a few of them, maybe we get a few stray Joao Pedros, Mo Salahs, Enzo Fernandez, and they don't quite fire, they don't quite click the way we hope. And then there's that 1% of people, maybe even 0.1% of people like Kanji from the Pubcast, people like myself perhaps. What if we have Cole the goal and he gets another 20-plus pointer like he has proven himself able to do in that big derby game against West Ham? What if call the goal is the answer? I just don't know. Because it's a gamble. You're bringing in an injury-managed player for a great run of fixtures. And a great run of fixtures is good, but it also affords a lot of opportunity for rest, for the likes of Estevao to play, for Joao Pedro to play, for Enzo Fernandez. If Palmer misses out and the rest of the field has Enzo Fernandez and he's in that number 10, I am in big trouble. I am in big trouble, and I don't know if that... I just don't rate Enzo Fernandez. I know he's getting points. I know he's on penalties. I know he's a 90-minute man, but like I said on the black box, he just doesn't make my soul sing. I just don't get him as a player. And I just don't want him in my team. And I don't want to be forced. He feels like a risk to go against, much like I've gone against Morgan Rogers, with mixed results, admittedly. So, and then the other option on my plate, which, you know, I've got food on the brain now because my beautiful wife is not the only one that's a bit hungry. I am looking forward to this curry. I cannot lie. I hope she's got some naan bread. Do you know what? I bet she hasn't. I bet she's forgot the naan bread. But I've got my wallet in my pocket. Maybe I could surprise her with some naan bread, even though I'm the wrong way. So I'll read out my team because I have launched to Spotify. And this will be going out audio. So I will read out my team for you. I've got Henderson against Forest. I've got Timber and Gabriel against Leeds. Mukiele against Burnley. Tarkovsky and Garner against Brighton. Bruno Fernandes, at present captain, against Fulham. Declan Rice against Leeds. Haaland against Spurs. Thiago against Villa. And Ekitike against Newcastle. With Dubravka, Bruno Guimaraes, Hall and Longstaff on the bench. And, you know, I mean, that team's fine, eh? Villa have played in Europe. Thiago could have a nice game there. Haaland scored in the week, I believe. And, you know, he's got a point to prove against Spurs, who are not the best. Perhaps even playing to get rid of Frank. Ekitike already done the business against Newcastle. And the narrative is there for Ekitike, you know. But it could, instead of Ekitike, for only 4 points, it could be called the goal captain against West Ham. It could even be Brian Mbeumo, who's someone else I'm really wanting to get into this team. The thing with Mbeumo, I think I could get him in for Guimaraes. And that's the other option. You know, I look at that team. Do I just get rid of Guimaraes, get Enzo Fernandez in? Do I just bite the bullet and go with everybody else? Go with the obvious? Kanji keeps tagging me in these posts. What do you think? What do you think, Nightmare? Should pick this player? Sell Guimaraes for Enzo? Should he bring in Enzo? I feel like he's trying to tell me something. I feel like he's trying to say, Nightmare, you're my pal. Across the Atlantic. We're pals. We're on the podcast like ships in the night, never seeming to be on the same stream. And you've got Bruno Guimaraes. Do you think this player should sell him for Enzo? Do you think this player... And you've got to give the advice. He's a sensible transfer. Enzo is a sensible transfer. I would never tell somebody he isn't, you know, because I would say Palmer starts at most 3 of these next 4 games, and that's the risk. And a lot of people don't want to engage in that risk, but a lot of people aren't. Your old pally FPL Nightmare. But, is it something I want to do? It just is not. But I could replace Guimaraes and bench Garner, who I was a bit concerned that his DEFCON totals were boosted because of Unjai being away, because of Garner Gay being away, and they've come back and his DEFCONs have gone right down. Didn't get them at the weekend, so that is... But it was a home game. Garner is the DEFCON daddy away from home, so I don't know. He is on corners. I don't know. If you're telling me I could sell Bruno Guimaraes for Brian Mbeumo and bench Garner, somebody asked me if they should do that probably say go for it, you know what I mean? I'd probably say go for it. And the wild card, it is in the back of my mind, but I need to think about it a bit more. I don't have a draft for you. Everyone gets, all your favourite YouTubers will get the drafts out. I can't do that because I'm too undecided. I am not set. I mean, if you want a structure, triple Arsenal, triple Chelsea, double Everton, double Villa, they've got a decent run. Double Man United attack, Erling Haaland, Igor Thiago, you know, Mukiele and a Palace defender. It's a nice, solid thing. Nice, solid structure, flexible. You've got the transfers. If Everton don't double, you can sell them or you can keep them because they'll have the game in game week 2031. So that would be my wildcard. Now it's windy. The wind. Now, so that would be a basic sort of structure. If you were wildcarding, I don't know. I'd have to look into it in more detail. I can't. I'm not going to tell you what to wildcard because you have to decide for yourself. You have to decide your own level of risk. You know, the wildcard at 100,000 is different to the wildcard at 2 million. The wildcard for someone hoping to maintain position is different to the wild card of the chaser. And I can't tell you what the best is because my mind is on this plan and the best wild card for me is the game week 32 wild card, but it's too late in the day to stop you if you have already activated. So think of structure. You want coverage for whatever double game week occurs. You want enough that you're not making too many transfers. And this is it. There's too many variables in play at this moment. This next week, I can maybe look at Marcelo's strategy. FPL Marcelo on Twitter. He's got his own Discord. Next week, once the transfer deadline has passed, you know, Senesi looks good at Bournemouth. Will he even be there? The rumours are in. Will Eddie Howe pull his finger out and sign somebody for Newcastle? Will Man United make the move to strengthen for Carrick? You know, we just don't know. Anything could happen. You know, Chelsea. You know, we're talking about bringing in Chelsea players. Who knows what they're going to do by the end of the transfer window, you know? They're wild in that market. They could sell half the team and replace them with people you've never heard of. So, I don't know. I just don't buy the wild card at this stage. 25, maybe 26, perhaps. Not for me, not this week. Because all you really want different is Chelsea or Man United. You've probably got Fernandes already. You've probably got one Chelsea, unless you're like me, and taking them on. And if you're taking them on, what's the point in abandoning the plan now? So, well, the point is Cole Palmer. The big differential, the big captaincy contender. And that is something I need to think about. I can't give you the definitive answer. That's the team as, I'll put it this side, that's the team as it is right now, as it stands. I am weighing up Palmer. I am weighing up Brian Mbeumo. Flying Brian Mbeumo. And if I brought in Mbeumo, then the striker, I'd probably bring in Brian Brobby. Or Tierno Barry, 2 budget strikers in form, decent fixtures, certainly this week. Brian Brobby, another Sunderland player, does not make my soul sing. But Tierno Barry, but then I'm triple Everton. How have I ended up in a situation where I'm on triple Everton? But if they get, you know, if their double game week is Chelsea and Everton and I've brought in Tierno Barry and Cole Palmer, then I'm already set. That would be a stroke of luck, but I don't think I can go for that. I think, I'll be honest with you, like I always am, I will probably go with that team. I will probably go with the team as it is. Henderson, Timber, Gabriel, Tarkovsky, Mukiele, Garner, Bruno Fernandes, captain, Declan Rice, Ekitike, Thiago and Haaland. I would probably go as is. Maybe. But I'm going to be up all night. And I'm going to be stressing about Cole Palmer. I've got above average to watch. I'm sure Trigger will... I've already watched his final thoughts, but I wouldn't be surprised if he got another one out. I've got the D unit to watch, my man. The D unit. And I'm going to think. But right now... Oh my God, we've actually got a semi-concise one. We've finally got a semi-concise video. And not only is my curry waiting, but I'm also desperate for a wee. So I am going to head off and we will see you for the walking video at the weekend. Thanks for watching. We will see you next time.